Hello everyone. Today I am going to start your chapter 2 of history, that is Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Okay. In this chapter we will read about the expansion of socialism or communalism in Russia and the events of the Russian Revolution. Okay. Students, in the previous chapter we have read the powerful ideas of freedom and equality that circulated in Europe after the French Revolution. That is, we have read already in chapter 1. So, the French Revolution opened up the possibility of creating a democratic change in a way in which the society was structured. Means, after the success of the French Revolution, the people throughout the world, they got inspiration. Means they were inspired with the success of French Revolution, and they also started to demand for a same pattern of the government which was formed in France after the French Revolution. Okay, so the people, they started to demand for some democratic changes. Okay, but not everyone in Europe, they want the complete transformation, as some were conservatives while others were the liberals or the radicals. Okay, so I will explain you who were the conservatives, liberals and the radicals. Okay, now liberals were the people who wanted a nation which tolerate all the religion. Means there should be the existence of religious tolerance. Okay, they argued for a representative elected parliamentary government and the subjects to laws interpreted by well-trained and the independent judiciary. Means they demand for an independent judiciary which is out of the control of the monarch or the ruler. However, they were not considered as democrats because they did not believe in the principle of universal adult franchise. Okay, that is the right of every citizen to vote. They felt that man of having property mainly should have the right to vote, and they also did not want the vote for the woman. Means they were not in favor of the woman vote. That is why they were not considered as democrats. Okay, in contrast of the liberals, the radicals wanted a nation in which a government was based on the majority of country's population. Many supported the women suffrages, and unlike the liberals, they opposed the privileges of great landowners and the wealthy factory owners. They were not against the existence of private property but disliked the concentration of property in the hands of few. Means here the difference between the liberals and the radicals is that the liberals wanted a parliamentary government and which having the independent judiciary, but the radicals were the group who want that the government should be based on the majority of country's population. Okay, and they were, some of the radicals, they support the women's suffrages and they dislike the concentration of private property. Even though they were not against the private property, but they were dislike the concentration of property in few hands. Okay, the third group was the group of conservatives. They were the people who do not want any change, but after the success of the French Revolution, they resisted changes. Okay, but they having a demand that the changes should be gradually. Means the changes should have comes in a gradual way and the past should be respected. Okay, means the conservative, on the whole, we can say that conservatives were the people who do not want any changes, but after the success of the French Revolution, they themselves believe that some changes are inevitable, but those changes should be done in a gradual way and the past should be respected. Now the next topic in your book is industries and the social change. Means we will see that what changes comes in Europe after the advent of the industrial revolution. Okay, so this was the time of economic or the social change when men, women and children were pushed into the factories for low wages. Okay, liberals and radicals who were the factory owners felt that workers' efforts must be encouraged. Okay, earlier most of the European societies were agricultural in their nature, but after the advent of the industrial revolution, the women, men and the children, they started to push towards the industries or the factories where they having very low wages. Okay, now the next topic in your book is socialism in Europe. Okay, students, socialists were against the private property, as they believe that private property is the root cause of all the social evils. Okay, so socialism is an economic system under which the means of production are controlled by the society, not individually. Okay, and they were against the private property. Okay, I hope you all are understood that what is socialism. The socialists, they had a different vision of the future. Some believed in the cooperatives, some demanded that the government must encourage cooperatives. Karl Marx, he is a very important figure who through his writings influenced the people in Russia to lead the revolt or the revolution, that I will explain you later about him. Okay, so scholars or the philosophers like Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels added that industrial society was capitalist in its nature. Okay, so Marx believed that a socialist society would free the workers from capitalism. This would be a communist society. Means Karl Marx, in his book Das Kapital, he has written a famous book which is named Das Kapital. In his book, he badly condemned the capitalists, as he declared them for the root cause of all the evils. Okay, according to him, whatever the profits earned by the capitalists, that profit is produced by the workers. So there should be the workers, not the industrialists or the capitalists own the profits. The profit must be equally shared among the workers. Okay, so according to him, it is very important to overthrow capitalism, and it will be done by the joint effort or by following the principles of communalism or socialism. Now we will read about the most important topic of this chapter, that is the Russian Revolution. Okay, it occurred in 1917. Okay, and during that time Russia was under the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. As you have read in chapter 1 in French Revolution, you have read that France was under the rule of Bourbon dynasty. I hope you all remember that. Now here Russia was under the rule of Tsars. Okay, and here the ruler is Tsar Nicholas II. Okay, who is an autocratic ruler. Okay, like Louis XVI. So we will have a look on the economy and the type of society in Russia. Okay, so most of the Russian population were agriculturists. Okay, means more than 85% of the Russian population, they were engaged in some sort of agricultural activities for their survival. Okay, but after the industrial revolution, the workers who works in the fields, they started to work into the factories. But in the initial phase, industries were being set up which was mostly private property. Okay, means when the industrial revolution expand in the Russian regions, during that time most of the industries or the properties were owned by the individuals. Okay, who took too much work from the workers, and in return they having very low wages. Okay, and the working conditions are very harsh. Okay, So the industrial workers were divided into the groups like skilled or unskilled, but they did unite to strike work when they were dissatisfied with any program or the policy of their masters or the private individuals or the owners. Okay, so here the workers, they were also divided into groups, that is skilled or unskilled, but they did unite to strike work when they were dissatisfied. Peasants have no respect for the nobility, okay, because the nobles, they badly exploited the peasants. As most of the land was owned by the nobles and the rich people or the rich farmers, so they all badly exploited the peasants. This is the reason the peasants, they don't have any respect for the nobility. Okay, now we will see socialism in Russia. Okay, means the expansion of socialist ideas in Russia. So under the Tsar Nicholas, and we all know this, in monarchical form of government means there should be no existence of any other political party or any political body. Okay, so all the political parties were illegal in Russia before 1914. Okay, during that phase, I have already told you that Tsar Nicholas was the ruler of Russia, and he was an autocratic ruler who did not allow any existence of the political parties or any political body. Okay, so the Russian Socialist Democratic Labour Party was formed in 1900. Okay, you have to remember the name of this party, that is the Russian Socialist Democratic Labour Party, and after a period of time this party was also dissolved into two parts, that is Bolshevik and Menshevik. This I will explain you later. Okay, so this party struggled to give peasants their rights over land that belonged to the nobles. Okay, means this party this party led a struggle for the upliftment of peasants who were badly exploited by the nobles. Okay, so it was felt that the peasants, not the workers, would be the main source of revolution, but Lenin did not agree with this. Means this party, the leaders of this party feels that the peasants should be the source of revolution in Russia, but Lenin, he is the most important figure of the Russian Revolution. In fact, he is the person who led the Russian Revolution of 1917. Okay, so he is the main leader of Russian Revolution. I will explain you about him later. Okay, so Lenin was not in favor that the peasant should have the source of the revolution. Okay, he felt that the peasants were not one social group, because according to him some peasants were very rich and some were very poor. Okay, means there is a group also formed in the farmers. Some were very rich who own the property or the land, and some who do not have any land, work on the others field. They were badly discriminated by the big farmers also. So according to Lenin, the peasants were not one social group. So the party was divided into two parts, that is Bolsheviks, whose leader was Lenin. Okay, Lenin later became the leader of Bolshevik party, and another group was Menshevik. So this party supports the worker, means according to them workers should be the source of the revolution, and this party wants that peasants should be the source of the revolution. Means Mensheviks supports the peasants and the Bolsheviks, they supports the workers. Now the next topic is the Russian Revolution of 1905. Okay, students, as we all know that in monarchical form of government, the king is not responsible for even the legislature or the judiciary. Okay, so here in Russia also, Russia was an autocracy under the rule of Tsar, and Tsar was not subject to the parliament, means he is not responsible for the parliament for his actions or the decisions. Okay, so the liberals wanted to end this state of affairs. Liberals wanted the end of the monarchy. They worked toward demanding a constitution during the revolution of 1905. Okay, now I will explain you what were the events that led to the revolution of 1905. Okay, so the first and the major event of the revolution of 1905 was the Bloody Sunday, and this event is also known as the Russian Revolution of 1905. Okay, so the Bloody Sunday is also very important topic in prospect of this chapter. So please, if you having the NCERT book, see these topics in your books also. Okay, so the prices of the essential goods rose so quickly by 1904. The real wages declined by 20% during this time. Okay, here just because of extreme cold, there is a crop failure which led to the high prices of the essential goods, and the real wages of the workers declined by 20%. So during this time, 4 members of Plutov Iron Work. Plutov is a place where there is existence of iron and steel factory, where the workers, they work very hard, but in this factory the 4 members were dismissed and action was called for against their dismissal. So more than 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike, and they having a demand that there should be a reduction in the overworking hours and increase in the wages. Okay, and peacefully they led their procession towards the Tsar's palace, and on the way the procession was attacked by the police and the Cossacks. Cossacks were the special police who having the responsibility to protect the king or the king's palace. Okay, that is Tsar Nicholas. So when the peaceful procession of the workers under the leadership of Father Gapan, they moved towards the Winter Palace, on the way they were attacked by the police and the Cossacks, in which over 100 workers were killed and more than 300 were injured. Okay, so this event is called the Bloody Sunday. Okay, so in the action of this, the strikes took place and people, they started to demand for a constituent assembly. Throughout Russia, the people, they were very enraged against Tsar, and Tsar is having a great pressure. So the Tsar allowed the creation of elected consultative parliament or Duma. Duma was the name of Russian parliament. Okay, you have to remember this, Duma. It is the name of Russian parliament. Okay, so after the event of the Bloody Sunday, people, they started to demand for a constituent assembly, and Tsar was in enormous pressure, as throughout the country people, they are demanding this. So Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament or Duma. Okay, however the Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and announced the election for the second Duma, in which he included his close ones, that is the nobles and the big landowners. Okay, it led to a huge dissatisfaction among the people, and they were very much against the Tsar. So students, today we have covered the introduction. We read about the liberals, radicals, conservatives. We have read about the condition of Russia. We have read about the nature of Russian economy and its society, and the Bloody Sunday. Okay, so in the next video I will explain you about the major events that led to the Russian Revolution of 1917, in which we will read about the February Revolution or the October Revolution, which is also called the Russian Revolution. We will also read about the great leadership of Lenin, how he led the Russian Revolution. So if you having the book, please see these topics in your books also. It will help you to understand these topics in a better way. Okay, so the second part of this video I will upload on next week. Okay, till then you just see these topics in this video, and if you having any query, please ask me personally. Okay, thank you.